Hello students, welcome to the next class of science. In the previous class, we have discussed about the sources of food as the plant source and animal sources. Now today we will discuss about the food habits of animals. On the basis of eating habits, the animals are classified into different groups such as herbivores. Herbivores means the plant-eating animals. They are known as herbivores. Herbi plus vores. Herbi means plants and vores means the eater. The animals which eat plants, they are known as herbivores, such as cow and deer. Such as cow and deer, these are the herbivores animals. They feed on grass. So that's why they are known as the herbivores. The next one is the carnivores. Carnivores, that means the animals which feed on the flesh of other animals, they are known as carnivores. Animals such as lion and tiger, they are depending on other animals for food. So that's why they are known as lion and tiger. They are known as the carnivores. The next one is omnivores. Omnivores are the animals which feed on both plants as well as the flesh of the other animals, such as bear and crow are the examples of omnivores. Next one is the scavengers. Scavengers are the animals which feed on dead animals. They are known as the scavengers, such as vulture and hyena. They are feeding on the dead animals. So that's why they are known as the scavengers. The next one is decomposers. Decomposers means the organisms which break down the living organisms into the simple component and mix with the soil, such as bacteria and fungi are the examples of decomposers. The next one is known as parasites. The living organism, those are living in or on the other living organism and they directly take food from the living organism. They are known as parasites such as leech and tapeworm. So on the basis of the eating habits, the animals are classified into 6 groups, that is herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, scavengers, decomposers and parasites. So now we will discuss about the herbivores. Herbivores are the plant-eating animal. So what are the specific features the herbivores they have? They have the sharp cutting teeth at the front and wide grinding teeth at the back, because they are eating the plants. So to pull out the plants from the ground, and that's why they are having the sharp incisors in front and they have the broad grinding teeth at the back. That is the specific features of the herbivores. Next one is the carnivores. They are the flesh eating animals. Carnivores are the flesh eating animals because they are eating the flesh. So that's why they are having the sharp pointed canines. Such as in the loin, these are the canine teeth to tear the flesh of the prey. So that's why they are having the sharp canine teeth. Now the next one is omnivores. Omnivores, as you know, they are depending on both plants as well as for the flesh of other animals. So they are having the specific teeth by which they can feed both kind of food items such as dog, cat and crow. It is having a pointed beak by which it can tear the flesh of animals. Next one, the scavengers, they feed on dead animals. The dead animals, they consume on the dead animals and keeping the environment clean. That's why the scavengers, as you have seen in the pictures, the scavengers, they are eating the dead animals. They are known as the natural cleaners, the natural sweepers. If they are not present in the environment, so what happened? The dead bodies are laying here and there in the environment and making the environment dirty. So that's why the scavengers, they are known as the natural sweepers. They help to clean the environment. Now the decomposers. Decomposers, they feed on and decompose the dead plants and animals. The dead bodies of plants and animals, they are decomposed by the bacteria and fungus. Sometime that you have seen the fungi which is growing on the dead wooden logs which are laying outside. Especially in the rainy season, the white structure that you have seen in the wooden logs. So what is that? That is the fungus which help to break down the living component and it mix with the soil. Next one is parasites living on or inside the body of other organism. The body on which the parasites live, they are known as the host. So simply as what they are doing, as the leech, the mouth of leech, it suck the blood from the host body. It takes the digested food in the form of the blood. Same as the leech, it is living on the body, while the tapeworms, they are inside the living organism. Directly they take food from the digestive system of the living organism. So tapeworm is the inside parasite and the leech is on the body of the living organism. Next one is food chain. So what is food chain? A series of organisms interrelated, a series of organisms interrelated in their feeding habits. So such as how the grass are green in color. So what they are the producers. Grasses are the producers. And the grasshopper, frog, python and eagle, what they are the consumer, because they are depending on others for the food. So first the food chain started with the producers and moved towards the consumer. The grasshopper depend on grass for food and the frog, it depends on grasshopper for the food. So depending on one another, as frog is not directly dependent on the grass, but it depends indirectly with the help of the grasshopper. Now the frog is eaten by the python and the python is eaten by the eagle. So by which that the food it transfer from grass to grasshopper, grasshopper to frog, frog to python and python to eagle. So that chain is known as the food chain, by which one organism is depending on the other organism by their feeding habits. Next one is the food web. It is a natural interconnection of food chains. Natural interconnection means when the many food chains they are connected together. So they are known as the food web. As the spider is making a web, same in the food web, what happens? Many living organisms, they are related with each other, such as green plants. As you know, the green plants are the producers. So green plant is eaten by the rabbit and the rabbit is eaten by the wild cat and at last the wild cat is eaten by the lion. This is the one food chain. The another food chain is that the green plant is eaten by the goat. Green plant is the producer and goat is the consumer. And after that, this goat is eaten by the lion. Okay, this is the another food chain. The next one, the mouse depend on the grass, on the plant, and mouse is eaten by the owl. And owl, now the mouse is eaten by the wild cat, and wild cat is eaten by the lion. Mouse is eaten by the snake. Snake is eaten by the kite and kite is eaten by the lion. Here you have seen there are many food chains which are connected with each other and making a web-like structure. That's why it is known as food web, because these organisms are depending on each other for food and that's why it is known as food web. Now here is a flow of energy pyramid. The number of producers are more in comparison of the consumers. So first one are the producer, the green plants are the producer. They are taking energy by the food because they are making their own food. They are taking energy from the sun for making their own food. The energy from the producers from the green plant is transferred to the primary consumer. That means these are the herbivores which are depending on the producers. After that, the primary consumer, the herbivores, they are eaten by the secondary consumer. Secondary consumer, they take food from the primary consumer. they are less in number in comparison of the primary consumer. And the last one is tertiary consumer. They are also less. They depend on the secondary consumer for the food. So that's why the food web, in the food web, the organisms, they are connected with each other for food habits. Okay, now students, please revise the taught portion and try to solve the book exercise. In the next class, we will discuss the book exercise. Thank you.